my love life in my 20s, girl. I'd love to say that I'm sorry, but I'm not. I'm just not. Hey, 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 hey. Oh my gosh. Leave me alone. Try something amazing and leave me alone. Is this thing on? Check 1 2 1 2. I'm using my mic today, so I hope you guys can hear me. Hi guys. Um it's been a minute. I feel like I haven't filmed for YouTube. Well, I have been filming for YouTube. I just haven't been posting anything just because I just haven't been inspired to post anything, to be honest. And the one thing that I've been learning this year is to take actions that feel more aligned to who I am and where I find myself at that moment. I think I've just learned to be a little bit more flexible and to really give myself the space to reimagine how the different facets of my life can move with me as I change and as I enter these new seasons. So the last time we left off, I think I was moving back. I was moving back to Cape Town. So I'm currently doing my honors and we're at the tail end of my studies right now. Like, honors is a completely different beast. So that has been interesting, to say the least. I've enjoyed it. It's been an interesting challenge because I'm an economics and statistics major, and this course is heavily, or this degree is heavily finance, investments, financial markets. That's the vibe. But I feel like it's been a really enriching experience, and if you do have the opportunity to continue your studies, I really highly recommend just going for it, because last year I had told myself I don't even think I really want to go back to school. I don't even know what that would look like for me. I was so tired. I was like, maybe let me just take the next year off. And I'm really grateful that I pushed myself and that I decided to continue studying. I'm trying to think, like, what are the other things that have changed? I've moved places. So I'm staying in a completely different place, and I have 2 housemates, and they're amazing. I adore them so much. They've made living away from home so much easier. I've actually always enjoyed living with people. I've always lived with people. So I lived at Tugwell Hall in my first and second year. And then in my third year, I moved to Fountain Rays, and I had the best housemate. She was amazing. It was just the 2 of us. And my 4th year, I'll say my 4th year, it was like 6 months of me living in that place. I lived in a digs with 5 other people. I think it was 6 of us. And I made the best friends, and I still love them and cherish them so much. And we just lived in this little house, and it was just amazing. It was really nice. I really like having people in my space in that way. So that felt like a really, from moving to that space where it was 6 of us to now being 3 of us, I think I was equipped to live with people. But I'm always blown away by the type of people that I meet, because I just never expect to meet such amazing people. So I have the best housemates, and I love them so much. We are navigating these 20 somethings together. We're all in different seasons, because I'm doing my honors, my one housemate is working, and my one housemate is finishing her undergrad. And we're all in such different places, but we all share this one space with each other. So that's been really awesome. What else has changed? Oh, I think another thing is, at the beginning of this year, I went and got a health screening, and so I'm pregnant. I'm joking. Imagine. Imagine. I went and I seriously, I did go get a health screening. Everything is good. The only thing that is a concern is my vitamin D levels. I realized that I struggle a lot in the winter seasons with my mental health. And after I had gotten my blood drawn and I had all these checks and screenings done, I think it really validated something that I already always knew about myself, about winter, and how I just feel, I just don't feel like myself. I'm from Durban, so, and it's the sunniest place on earth. And when I was living in Durban, I was in high school, so I spent a lot of time outside, a lot more time than than I did when I was now in Cape Town and university. So I never really recognized distinct periods in my life where I felt like, okay, my body is not working the way it usually does, and my brain is not allowing me to do certain things the way it usually would. So I think then when I came to Cape Town in my first year, and I was like, I just feel so like awful. There was that dip, and then in my third year, I believe, yeah, it must have been my third year. So I was living in Fountain and my room had no access to sunlight at all. Like all day, no access to sunlight whatsoever. So my only window was facing the inside of the building. So my mental health like completely crashed. I was in an awful place. I wasn't moving my body. All I was focused on was academics. I was drinking heavily. Like I was going out a lot and I was coming home late and I wasn't sleeping, and I was just like, oh, dude, like I wasn't doing well. And then on top of that, I wasn't seeing the sun. So it got to a point where I started seeing a psychologist, and she had said that it is highly likely that I struggle with seasonal affective disorder. And I didn't see her after that. But I think that stuck with me because it gave language to something that I had experienced for many, many years. So I think having experienced that year, and then now again this year, I think, and then on top of that with the vitamin D, with the low vitamin D, I think for me it felt like something that was more in my control. So I definitely felt the shift from the end of summer to like now this winter season in Cape Town where like there's no sun, it's gloomy. I definitely felt a shift in my mental health and like my capacity to do anything. And it felt more like I was battling something that I could see. It didn't feel as heavy or confusing. Another thing that I've been doing, speaking of doing things that are more aligned with myself, is I've been listening to audiobooks because I love a good book, but I'm not the best reader. I listened to this book called Are You Mad at Me by, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting the author. Audible. Highly recommend. There's this monthly subscription. I think I pay like 179 Rand for a title every month. Meg Josephson. On top of now receiving this, I guess, suggestion, I don't want to say it was a diagnosis because that's not at all what it was. This insights into what I could possibly be struggling with, and then going and getting the medical confirmation that I do have this deficiency in my vitamin D, coupled with now this book where Meg kind of speaks about how you need to build a curiosity around your emotions because your emotions are a signal. Building a sense of curiosity around what is this emotion telling me and how can I learn to work with it? How do I acknowledge that, okay, this is a part of me because you're a human being and you're going to experience emotions, and how do I not treat it as though there's something wrong with me and like this, like there's something flawed in me and it's like irreparable. There's no coming back from this and there's nothing I can do about it. I just need to allow it to happen to me. I think rather than taking that stance, I started to build a curiosity around my emotions, and it made going through deep sadness a little bit easier. It didn't necessarily go away. And I think most days I do feel sad. That's one thing I will say. Like, I'll be on a call with my best friend and I'll just be like, I just feel so sad. But it's not, it doesn't have the same power over me as it did before. I hope I'm making sense. Purely because now I realize that it lives in me so it's controlled by me. And because there are different factors that are now informing why I would feel this way, it feels like now I can take efforts towards really controlling that, you know? So I started taking my vitamin D supplements. I started taking creatine. I started taking, what else? Magnesium for my sleep. I don't need any help with sleep, girl. One thing about me, I will sleep. I will sleep. Like, more than I think the average person. I think you guys underestimate how much a person can sleep. Like I spend so much time in this bed. There have been weeks that have gone by. I'll be in bed, wake up at maybe 4 p.m., go back to sleep at 5 p.m., wake up at 7 p.m., go back to sleep at 7, and my day is done. And by the time the week is done, I don't know what I had done. Like, I don't know where my week has gone. That was also a sign to me that I wasn't okay. I guess now when I feel this sadness, she speaks about giving it a location in your body and a shape. And I know where sadness lives in my body. And I know what it looks like, and I know what it feels like. And I also know how long it'll be there for. I know how long it'll be there for. I know the things that I need to do to mute it for a while. But I don't treat it like something that has to be fixed. I think I treat it more now like a part of me that just needs to be accommodated so that I can still be productive and show up for the people that I love. So I hope I'm making sense. I'm also figuring it out because it is kind of, I guess, a newer revelation to me. And again, I'm in my early 20s, so I don't have the answers for everything. But that's one of the things that I do feel proud of. I don't think I've made it out of this seasonal affective season, but I also recognize that I just need to adjust my schedule. So I'll start my days later in the evening. Honestly, maybe I start my day on average at like 7 p.m. When I go to lectures, obviously then I'll start my day maybe at like 3 p.m. and then I'll end my day maybe at like midnight, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. It's not great, but it has allowed me to be productive academically. Because academically I've been performing. I think it's just in my personal life where I'm just like, oh my gosh, guys, I don't even want to film, and I love filming and I love creating and I love being creative, but I'm just like, I just don't have it in me. I have nothing to show. That was another thing for me, is like this is all I was doing. I was just in my bed all the time. So yeah, there's that. And I think my best friend, that's the love of my life, you guys. She's everything to me. I think she gives me the room to really explore myself. And it's never fear-based. It's never rushed. It's never like, I never feel like there's something that I need to fix. She's given me the environment to explore these different facets of myself and accept them as a part of myself. And I think that's been a really empowering experience, because now that I have a more refined picture of who I am, I feel like I now have the license to try the things that feel aligned to me still. Like, I still really love creating, and I still really love books, and I love cooking, and I love doing all of these things. I love going in the gym. I do. But now that I have more of a refined understanding of my capacity, my emotional capacity, my shortcomings, yeah, well, all of these things, I think then I can adjust accordingly. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to film weekly vlogs or monthly vlogs or vlogs in general of my day right now, because as it stands, I just don't have it in me. But I still want to I still am a storyteller, and I still love to connect, and I love to talk. I love to talk. Whew, I love to talk. I really can talk. Finding a way to do those things in a way that feels not like a performance, but feels like a natural progression into the person that I want to be. I hope that makes sense, because the last thing I want to do is perform. I treat my YouTube more as like a digital diary, which actually brings me to the next thing I wanted to talk about. But I don't really think about how what I post is going to be received or like what I share, what I shouldn't share, you know? Because I want to be able to look back at these moments and feel like, yo, you know, I was watching some of my videos back last night, and there were moments where I cringed, and I was like, oh, like, why would I put that on the internet? Like, why would I do that? But then I think I had a moment where I was like, you know what? It feels cringe to me because of my proximity to those things. So right now, it was 10 months ago. And right now it's like, why would I share that? You know, because so much has changed, and so much of who I am has changed in that time. But then I think about the videos of myself, and I look back at myself when I was like 5. And there's almost this like nostalgia attached, and there's like this, I don't know, this, I just feel like that those moments were so precious, that I'm so grateful that I could capture them all. And that's how I relate now to my YouTube and my YouTube videos, is like, I'm just going to share as much as I can in a way that feels obviously like I'm sharing what's necessary to share. And I can always read between the lines, because I'll have context that other people won't have. So I don't think I necessarily have to go into detail about everything I'm going through. But I think it's just nice. I recommend everyone start a YouTube channel, because it's also just nice to know the people that you follow on social media, because that's what it is. It's a social platform. It's nice to know, okay, these are real people. Like, this isn't just a picture of a person. Like, this person actually deals with things, you know? And one of those things, I think, has been my love life. And my love life in my 20s, girl. My love life in my 20s has been a roller coaster. A roller coaster. I went through a breakup at the beginning of this year, just before I left for Europe, actually. And we ended on, I would say, we're still good friends. And I speak to him every other week. And it was nothing catastrophic. I'll say it like that. I think we're just, I guess, in different places, and that's okay. And the one thing that really shocked me, shocked me, was how many people were happy that my relationship ended. I have this meme that I have saved on my Finsta. I had someone message me randomly on some like, oh, like, remember how you were getting to know this guy? Like, where's he now, lol? Or people telling their relatives that my relationship has ended with my partner, my ex-partner now. And people just being so overjoyed that I'm not in a relationship anymore. And I found that really disturbing. I found that really disturbing, because I have no regrets about my relationship with that person. He taught me many things. Many things that I needed to learn. And one of those things, I think, was that I think having a relationship where God is at the center of the relationship and you guys are both equally accountable in that sense, that to me, I never felt pressure to look a certain way or I never felt pressured to do certain things. I never felt like all I bring to the table is, those things, because that's a lot of the conversation can be like, okay, what do you bring to the table? These relationships can feel so robotic these days, and it didn't feel like that with him. It can feel so calculated, like, okay, it's the 90-day rule. It's you don't text them too quickly, and you shouldn't talk about them, and you shouldn't open up to them too soon, and you shouldn't do this and don't do that, and don't go here and don't go there, and this is what you should do if you want him to like you, and this is what, and it's like, oh my gosh, it's so exhausting. And it never felt like that with him. So I think it felt like a friendship where we both just happened to be really into each other. And that was nice. And that was really nice because our conversation was so rich. And I think that's a great foundation for anything that you want to build long term. And I think what the blueprint for me when I think about the type of person I want to marry. Bathi-ke umshado bandla usakude. Usakude Nkosi yami. Yay! Because after that, woo girl, after that, I met some people. I went on a few dates. Just never felt the same. And it's not necessarily like I was comparing them to him, because what I had with my ex is very different from anything I've ever had with anyone. And I don't expect to replicate that with anyone, because that's just not fair to put that expectation on anybody. But I think I was underwhelmed for the most part. Yeah, I think I was underwhelmed. I think I got to a point where I was like, I just don't want to do it. I've been canceling dates. Why? I just have not been. I don't feel inspired to open up to anybody like that again, because I'm like, what's the point? What's the point? And there was a part of myself that felt like, hey, sissy, I will last. Hey, I will last, sissy. One thing about you, situationship after situationship after situationship after situationship. And I started to feel like there's definitely something wrong with me. There's something that I don't see, and there's something wrong with me. And the one thing that I can say for sure was I was stuck in cycles, and I was comfortable in the cycles I was stuck in. I would excuse poor behavior and stay. I would be okay with the bare minimum and stay. I would romanticize the most basic things and stay. I wasn't even concerned about if they liked me. I felt like as long as I don't dislike them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, as long as I don't dislike them and it doesn't hurt, except it does. You entertain a few flirtatious conversations. Can you figure out what you're doing? Also, there's like this insect in my room. I don't condone animal cruelty, but that was starting to irritate me because the window's open. Anyway, I was not inspired. It came to a point where I was like, wait a minute. Like, I don't have to do this. I don't have to do this. I just don't have to talk to you anymore. So I went on a blocking spree.
You blocked.
I'd love to say that I'm sorry, but I'm not. I'm just not. I'm over pretending. And I'm over people failing to communicate. I'm over waiting for people to show up. I'm just over it. And I was like, I actually don't have to do this. You don't have to be a part of my life. I don't have to make space for you. I don't have to wait for you. I just don't have to. I have plenty of enriching, beautiful relationships in my life. I can't keep extending myself to you over and over and over again and allowing you into my space, and then you disappear, and then I allow you back into my space and then you disappear when it's convenient again. It was just such a confusing cocktail of things where I was like, if you aren't entering my life with intention, you can go. Like, you can go. And I don't feel any type of way about it. I just don't anymore. So I blocked everybody. Like, I blocked everyone. No, there was this person who was making accounts on my TikTok and was like, it's me, unblock me. Blocked.
You blocked.
Everyone's blocked. Everyone's blocked. Like, oh my gosh. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Try something amazing and leave me alone. I'm over it. Being in your 20s sucks, guys. Being in your 20s sucks. But it sucks even more if you are not aware of the cycles and you aren't taking decisive action. That's another thing, is I think I'm a pretty decisive person for the most part. So umuntu that's kind of lukewarm and like, no, like it's just casual. Like we're just vibing. We're just figuring it out. It's like we're just getting to know. Like, no. No. Do you want to marry me or not? If not, Ketelo is such a beautiful person. If you see this, I love you, girl. I know I've said it already in this video, but I just want to emphasize it. I love you, girl. Ketelo and her boundaries. One thing about her, if her spirit and her mind have decided, I'm not going to go to the kitchen today, and her body is at the door, her spirit will lock that door. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, she has so much control over herself and her boundaries. Like, she's just like, I don't care how I feel, and I don't care how much it hurts me to do this. At the end of the day, it serves my higher self and it serves my future self. And it really sucks to create boundaries. It really sucks. But it has to happen. You don't have to convince somebody else that they hurt you. That's not your job. You know? Your responsibility is to nurture yourself and to control what you allow in your space and what your response will be. You can't control that person. You can't make them realize that they've hurt you. And you can't make them feel your pain. So there's no amount of pettiness. There's no amount of posting on your story. There's no amount of subbing you can do to make the person feel the pain that they've made you feel. The only thing that you can control is your response. So, okay, cool. This person has now hurt me. Now what do I do? How do I make sure that they don't hurt me again? The answer is not, let me make them feel pain as well. The answer is, I'm just not going to let them anywhere near me ever again, no matter how much it sucks. You're just out. You're disqualified. And that hurts. And it's not easy. And there have been periods where I've blocked somebody and then I unblocked them because I was like, the pain was just too much. And I just missed them too much. But I think it's Frida Kahlo who says, like, it's not about just the leaving. You have to stay gone. Okay? You have to stay gone. And the staying gone has been the hardest part, but it's what I'm training myself to do now. No ashwagandha, no meds, no locked doors. It's just me and this phone. If I've said I've blocked you, because before I would block you, delete your number, delete everything so that I knew I couldn't get back. Somehow I'd always find a way. And this time I was like, no, you're just gonna stick to what you've said that you're gonna do, and you're gonna stay gone. And that's what I've been doing, and I'm really proud of myself for that. So what has changed my appetite even more for anything that has to do with love and community and relationship has been my friends. I think the more you refine the person that you are, the more you start to see who are the people that I can see, one, that I respect and that I can always come to for advice, but also the people who reciprocate what I can offer them. So my one friend and I have been doing these monthly dates, and that's been so fun for me. We have one planned this month and another one next month already. And it's something to look forward to, but it's also an opportunity to really enjoy the benefits of being in relationship, because there's nothing like it. I just love my friends and my mom. If my mom had to describe me, somewhere in that description, she's gonna say, "Oh, she loves her friends." It's true. And my friendship in general, friendship with self, friendship with the people that I've built community with in Cape Town and in Durban, friendship with my brothers as well, because we are growing. And at this stage in your 20s, you kind of are becoming more of a separate identity from your parents. So the decisions that you make aren't viewed through the lens of like, what will Uma say or what will dad say? It's now like based on my life and what I've experienced in my life. Now the playbook is here. Right? What should I do here? The more you become a like more refined person, the more you start to appreciate different things about your relatives and your family. And I think I've developed a closer relationship with my brothers, which I've loved. And I just love friendship. And I'm grateful for friendship because it's unconditional. It's not always easy. And it's not always a linear path. But the one thing I will say is it's important to advocate for yourself, and it's important to recognize when conflict when conflict serves the purpose of building. Conflict can be an incredible tool to unlock a different level of depth in relationship. And I've found that with a lot of my friendships. And sometimes conflict can be an opportunity to understand each other so that you're clear about what not to do in the future and where you will not go and what boundaries you will not cross. I think I've been a little bit more confrontational this year, and it's been to my benefit. I don't regret any of it. What else about this year? Getting back into the routine of being at the gym has been a bit difficult, but the gym has been good for me. I feel stronger. I always feel better after I go to the gym. Always, always, always. And I just love it. The one thing that I haven't yet mastered is my relationship with my body. I think there are still some unhealthy things that I can think around food, and some unhealthy things I can think around how I look and what I should wear and how I should sit and yabo. But I don't, I don't treat those things as though like I'm broken. I think it's also just being a woman in the 21st century on Skinny Talk in predominantly white Cape Town. You know, like, of course there's gonna be moments and days where I'm like, oh, I just can't be seen. I just feel oogle. I just feel real oogle. But then I'm like, again, it's just a feeling. Those aren't facts. Another thing is I grew up, I wasn't the prettiest girl growing up. So I was a little funny looking. I was a funny looking kid. And that still lives in here. There are days where I feel like, ish, I don't feel cute. And I feel like I'm going back to that 12-year-old, 10-year-old, 13-year-old version of myself. Especially after I cut my hair. Because hair, 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 hair. Sorry. I'm delirious. I've been speaking for a good 40 minutes. Hair is like a way to hide for a lot of women. And for me, it definitely was. And I hadn't seen my natural self in a long time. So when I cut my hair and I wasn't wearing any makeup and I was looking at myself in the morning, sometimes I didn't like what I saw. And I thought going to the gym would change that because I was like, okay, maybe if I feel a little bit smaller, maybe it'll make more sense and maybe I'll feel prettier. Didn't help that now I was going on these dates because now I'm like, I have to cover it. Which is like, it doesn't address the root, which is that I don't feel pretty. But there are other things. I have an able body, you know. I have a sound mind, mostly, allegedly. I have friends that love me. I have parents that support me. I have a roof over my head. Those thoughts didn't consume me. Like, I never, like, spiraled because of those things because I was like, I think that's the least interesting thing about me. It's okay that I don't always feel pretty. But I'll never allow myself to feel like, okay, because I feel like I'm not pretty now, I don't deserve to be alive. And I don't deserve to feel loved by my friends. And I don't deserve to be outside and seen. And, you know, that's where I draw the line. There'll be days where I'm like, okay, girl, maybe put the camera down today. Maybe don't worry about seeing yourself on that screen. But you still are a good person. And I think that's what I've been reminding myself is like, you're a decent oak. If I had to meet myself as I am right now, I feel like I'm a mess, but I think I'm honest and I think I'm genuinely a decent oak. I would be friends with me. I would. It feels like I'm really giving this human experience in this vessel the best I have. And I know that I'll come to the end of my life knowing that I was fully conscious and I was fully present. Even on the days where I didn't feel the best mentally, I was fully present in that. And that has made the biggest difference, I think, for me. So, my parting thoughts for you today. You don't have to disappear to be loved. You don't have to change to be loved. You are chosen, and your life, these confusing and difficult seasons of your life aren't a pause in your journey. It's all one story and it all serves a purpose. Or try and build the courage to do the work of loving yourself. Do something that feels honest every day. And try and respond in a way that feels aligned to you. Learn about where you are right now and try and build a curiosity around where you are right now so that you can thrive in every single season of your life. Try to imagine the fact that you don't have all the answers and that you don't know everything. Try to imagine that. And just free yourself from perfection. Free yourself from the restraints and confines of who you were and who you thought you would be at this stage in your life, and try to imagine that God has more for you, and that there's things that you don't know, and that the way that He sees the things that He sees as a necessary part of painting this beautiful picture that you could never imagine. The tools that He uses might not look like what you imagine. Sometimes it will be going through heartbreak, and sometimes it will be doing something embarrassing and cringe. All of these things are a part of you, and you have to learn how to embrace those things. Love on the people that love you. Try your best to be a good friend. And invite God in your life. Invite God in your life in a way that feels honest, and in a way that's not a performance. Try to imagine that God is more complex than you are, and that you can't hide from Him, and that there's nothing that's too taboo for Him. And I think that's the way to live an honest life at the very least, and that to me is what has been most important at this stage of my life. You can be happy alone. Try to imagine that you can be happy alone, and that you don't need to settle for poor treatment just because you're running from yourself, or you feel like because somebody chooses you, that means that you have some value. You always had value. That was never something that was in question. You've always had value, and there's no one else who can prove that to you or give that to you or take that from you. Yours is to discover what God says about you and what He thinks about you. And just imagine the life that you can create because you are you and no one else. So I hope that made sense. If it didn't, sorry kuwe, none of what I'm going through is making sense to me either. But I love you guys. Thank you for being patient with me. I hope when this winter ends, I'll have a better story to tell. But this is where we at. This is where we at. I love you. Be good to your brain. And I'll see you guys maybe in the next 8 months. Maybe when I do have a baby. I'm joking. I love you.